this weekend test. Okay. So, do you have any doubts on weekend syllabus, cumulative syllabus? Let me know it. Anybody? So, any people there in online or here? Few people are there here among you. If you have any doubts on cumulative test syllabus for weekend, you can ask. Cumulative weekend syllabus, you can ask. Any doubts? Clear, all of you? Online. My online people are there. And Bharat, respond Bharat. Did you get an idea about syllabus was there for cumulative? Is there Bharat? Bharat, Hemlata, Kavya, Meghana, Monisha, you people are there. Have you got an idea about the syllabus or not? Weekend syllabus, cumulative test syllabus. Students, are you there in online? Sweta, Shreya, Rudresh. Yeah, yes. Bharat, Chaitra, Dhanyashri, Harshita. Yeah. So right. So okay. So clear the syllabus season. Now let us go for dual nature of matter and radiation. Now we are entering into the modern physics. Okay. After too long NCERT dual nature, in modern physics, we are going to discuss about the matter. Matter in the sense atoms, nuclei, the phenomena and the concepts related to matter. Let us see this one. First, from where this chapter has started means dual nature of matter and radiation. What it means that once you look at this one, what is the dual nature means the dual nature of matter and radiation. What the nature consists of first? Nature consists of what? Universally anything.
Water.
Water. Water. Next.
Trees.
Trees there. Okay.
Living water. Living water.
Creatures are there. Okay. Creatures are there. What is there? Okay. Name is there. Now is there. So universe consists of only two things. One is matter. One is radiation. All you told that trees, creatures, land, these are all matter. That is matter, nothing but matter. And other we are getting the energy from the sun, that is called radiation. Nature consists of only two things, this matter and radiation. Either the nature may be in the form of matter or maybe in the form of radiation. That is having dual nature. What is a dual nature means? What type of the natures does this matter and radiation means? One is particle nature. Okay. Second one is wave nature. Okay. Wave nature. So once you can recall the de Broglie's concept, what is the de Broglie's concept? Nature consists of only two things, matter and radiation. Under suitable circumstances, matter gets converted into radiation, radiation gets converted into matter according to equal density correlation. Therefore, matter is accompanied by particle nature and radiation is accompanied by wave nature. Matter and radiation both are symmetric about one another means radiation shows particle nature as well as matter shows wave nature also. Okay, that's why the matter having dual nature, that is particle and wave nature. Radiation is also shows particle nature and wave nature. Regarding that discussion, this chapter is dual nature of matter and radiation. That is the discussion of this chapter, matter and radiation. Let us see what was the first one is electron emission. Okay. Electron emission. So electron emission means drag the electron from the surface of the matter or drag the electron from the matter is called electron emission. I think you know that matter is a combination of tiny particles called atoms. An atom consists of what? Positively charged nucleus at the center of an atom. Around that negatively charged electrons are revolving in various levels. That is clear from the Bohr's atomic model and Rutherford model of an atom. Before that, so many Dalton theories there. So that we will see in atoms. So therefore, electron emission means under what circumstances an electron will be emitted from an atom. How many ways are there to emit the electron from the atom means an electron can be emitted from the material under three possible ways. One is thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission. Second one is field emission. Third one is photoelectric emission. Photoelectric emission. These are the three possible ways to emit the electron from the surface from the material. Thermoionic emission means the emission of the electron from the matter due to by increasing its temperature. By increasing its temperature means when the temperature of the matter or substance can be increased, when it will be when it is heated. When it is heated, the temperature of the substance get increases. When it is heating means what? Heating means we are supplying the energy. We are supplying the energy. By absorbing that energy, the electron may break it bond with its nucleus and it will be free from the influence of the nucleus. Such emission of the electrons from the material or the surface of the metal that can be known as thermoionic emission. The emission of the electron as a result of its temperature difference of the metal surface is known as thermionic emission. So this is one type of emission. Next, field emission means field emission is nothing but pulling the electron from the surface of metal by applying very strong electric field. So you know that what is the force on a charged particle in electric field means F is equals to E into Q. So if Q amount of the charge was there in an electric field constantly, the force that is acting there that's equal to F equals to EQ. That force is direction of the force is depend upon the nature of the charge. Already we have discussed about that. So when electrons are charged particle, so if E amount of the electric field is applied across the metal surface, the electrons in the metal surface will experience a force F is equals to E, where E is the charge of electron. So if this force is enough to pull the electrons, then electron will come out from the metal surface. That type of emission of the electron from the metal surface is known as field emission. The emission of the electron from the metal surface by applying a strong electric field or simply an electric field, that is called field emission. This is our topic, photoelectric emission. What is mean by photoelectric emission means earlier just have a look on it. Thermoionic emission means by heating the metal surface, getting the electrons from it is called thermionic emission. The emission of the electron from the metal surface by applying an electric field across it. Electric field is used to pull the electrons from the metal surface. That type of emission is called photofield emission. Photoelectric emission means The emission of an electrons by from a metal surface due to the illumination of a suitable wavelength or frequency of radiation. If the metal surface is illuminated by a radiation of suitable wavelength and frequency, then electrons gets emitted from the metal surface. Such type of emission of an electron from the metal surface is known as photoelectric emission. Here our discussion of this chapter is regarding that photoelectric emission. Sometimes they may ask that write a short notes on different types of possible electron emissions from the metal surface. Means we have to write these three, and you have to explain it. What about this? What about this? What about this? Thermionic emission means emission of the electron from the metal surface by heating the metal surface or by increasing the temperature of the metal surface. Such type of emission of an electron from the metal surface is known as thermionic emission. Pulling the electrons from the metal surface by applying an electric field. So emission of the electron from the metal surface due to the by applying an electric field across the surface of the metal. Such type of emission is called field emission. Photoelectric emission means the emission of the electron from the metal surface if the metal surface is illuminated wavelength of frequency of radiation means all the radiations may not be able to emit the electrons. It will depend upon several factors. Let us see what are those factors. So the emission of the electron from the metal surface due to the illumination of the metal surface by a suitable wavelength or frequency of radiation, such a type of electron emission is called photoelectric emission. That is called photoelectric emission. So these are the different ways are there to emit the electron from the metal surface. And write a short notes on possible electron emission across the metal surface. Means these three are the possibilities are there, and we have discussed that also. Now we can define photoelectric effect. What is mean by photoelectric effect? Let us see also. Okay, photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. So define photoelectric effect means something we define as the phenomenon of phenomenon. The phenomenon of emission of the electron from the metal surface by illuminating the metal surface with some frequency of radiation. Okay, by radiating the metal surface, the phenomenon of emission of the electrons from the metal surface by illuminating the metal surface with suitable frequency or suitable wavelength of the radiation, this phenomenon is known as photoelectric. So let us see the experimental study of the photoelectric effect also. What is mean by photoelectric effect? Can anyone?
Emission of electrons from the surface radiation.
By illuminating a suitable wavelength or frequency of radiation, that is called phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. The emission of the electron is known as photoelectric emission, and the electrons which are emitted by this phenomenon is known as photoelectrons. These electrons which are emitted by this phenomenon from the metal surface, these are called photoelectrons. So this is about the photoelectric effect. Let us see the experimental study of photoelectric effect. Experimental study of photoelectric effect. Experimental study of the photoelectric effect. Let us see this. Okay. So who has done this experiment means Leonard, Hallwatch, Edson. So there are few more people are there. The people they have studied the photoelectric effect. What he has taken means let me draw the diagram. Here I can write. So this is about this thing. Okay. What he has taken means glass tube provided with the window W. Okay, there are two electrodes are there, cathode and anode. Cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Anode is connected to a rheostat. What is meaning of the rheostat means the potential of an anode can made positive, can made zero, can made negative also with respect to the potential of the cathode. By varying this rheostat value, we can maintain the potential of A, maybe positive, maybe zero, and maybe negative also with respect to the potential of the cathode. So, like this window is able to allow the radiations. Those radiations are illuminated. This is the photosensitive metal. Photosensitive means, first of all, that metal has to respond for photoelectric emission. For example, if I place the wood is may not respond for photoelectric emission. So if I place the wood and if I illuminate the radiation, so then electron will not be emitted because we need to select the photosensitive metal. That metal is selected as a cathode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and an anode is there which is used to collect the electrons which are emitted from this photosensitive metal C, which is connected to the rheostat RH. By using this rheostat, we can make the potential of the anode maybe zero also. If we would like to keep, we can keep the potential of the anode maybe zero at 0 volt also, or we can make this potential positive also. We can make the potential of A negative also by varying this rheostat. Okay, so therefore let us see this what will be happen when a window is opened. Radiation which is incident on it. So then according to photoelectric engine, electrons are emitted. Electrons are emitted means how the electrons are emitted? The electrons are emitted with different kinetic energies ranging from 0 to infinity. The electrons are emitted with different kinetic energies. The kinetic energy of the emitted electrons will be either from 0 or maximum. So maximum means how much it means, maximum also. Then what will be happen? Observe clearly. Initially, listen carefully. Okay, initially what will happen? Listen carefully. Without changing any intensity, any frequency of the radiation, keeping the radiation source is like this is the source. Okay, so this is the source. By keeping the source constant, okay, and the anode potential initially it was kept at 0. Initially it was kept at 0. Listen carefully. Initially it was kept at 0. Then if we are below the radiation, those radiations illuminate this photosensitive metal. And due to the phenomenon of photoelectric effect, electrons are emitted from this photosensitive metal with kinetic energies from 0 to infinity. Hence, I am not saying that all the electrons are emitted with 0 kinetic energy, all the electrons are emitted with infinite kinetic energy. Some of the electrons may be of 0 kinetic energy, some of the electrons will have maximum kinetic energy. Then what will be happening means the emitted electrons which will have enough kinetic energy to reach the anode, that electron will reach the anode, and the corresponding photocurrent is recorded by this ammeter. Corresponding photocurrent is recorded by this ammeter. The electrons which are not having enough kinetic energy, they may not reach the anode. They will brought to rest in the space between the cathode and the anode. In the cathode and anode. So if you are allow the radiations continuously, so electrons are emitted out of this. The electrons which will have enough kinetic energy, they can reach the anode and corresponding current will be recorded here. And the electrons which is not having enough kinetic energy, they may brought to rest in the space between cathode and anode. This process is continuous more electrons are accumulated between the cathode and anode. So therefore, some more amount of the charge is accumulated between the anode and cathode. That charge is known as the space charge. That charge is known as the space charge. Okay. So now, if I draw a graph, what will be happening? Just have a look on it. If I draw a graph of photon current I and potential of the C BC on y-axis, how the graph will be means initially I made the potential zero. Observe clearly. Observe clearly. I made the potential zero. Even if I made the potential zero also, some current is recorded because of the kinetic energy of the electrons. The electrons which are having enough kinetic energy, they will reach the anode and corresponding current will be recorded here. Okay, so now the potential of the A made positive, and its potential is gradually increases. What will be happen? Observe clearly. Electrons are negative charged particle, and I made the potential of the anode A is positive means these electrons are get attracted by this positive potential. The electrons which was brought to rest in between the space of the cathode and anode were attracted by this positive potential. So therefore, electrons are moving means what will be happen? Number of electrons reaching the anode is increases means I know that current I is equal to Ne by T. As N is increases means what about this I is increases. So therefore, if the potential of the anode is made positive and if the potential is increases means current is gradually increases. Till how long the current is increases means till the entire space charge is vanished. Till that instant the current is increases. Then after that no other electrons are there in the space charge. How many electrons are emitted from the metal surface? Those many electrons are going to receive by this case. So then on such case, the photon current will not be increases further. Then the graph is a straight line parallel to this potential axis. So this constant current is known as saturated photocurrent. Saturated photo without changing the intensity or frequency, just we are changing the potential of the anode. With respect to the potential of the anode, how the current will be changes means initially I made the potential is zero. Okay, this anode is kept at zero potential. Then even though if it is kept at zero potential also, some photocurrent is recorded because of the kinetic energy of the electron. Then what instruments keep going. Now where we are. Yeah. So enough kinetic energy, the electrons will reach the anode. Corresponding photocurrent is recorded here. So if the potential of the anode is made positive and its value is increases means what will be happen? Some of the electrons as already told that some space charge is accumulated because of the concentration of the electrons in the space between the cathode and the anode. Because of that, some space charge is accumulated here. As I made the potential A is positive and increases means electrons are negative charged particle, and here I made the potential is positive means these electrons are get attracted by this positive potential and moving towards the anode side. So when the electrons are moving towards the anode side means the number of electrons reaching the anode is increases. Then current I is equal according to this formula Ne by T. As the number of electrons reaching the anode is increases means photocurrent is also increases. Till how long it will be increases means till the entire space charge is vanishes. Entire space charge is vanishes means earlier how many electrons are brought to rest, those all electrons are get attracted by this anode. So till that instant current is increases. Once after that limit, if the space charge is completely vanishes means here how many electrons are released, those many electrons are going to reach the anode means constant current is recorded here. So that's why the current gets saturated. So here this is the saturated current. So therefore this is the saturated current. Now listen carefully. Instead of making the positive, if I made the potential is negative, then what will happen? If I made the potential is negative, and the electrons are negative charged particle, here I have applied the negative charge, negative particle means, negative potential means the electrons get repelled by this negative potential, so that the electrons motion is gets retarded. If the negative potential is increases means the number of electrons reaching the anode is gets decreases. As n value is decreases means current is said to be decreases. Current is decreases at a particular voltage negative potential. The photo current is drops to zero. The photo current is drops to zero means at this instant no electron is going to reach the anode. At what potential? At what negative potential? This photo current is drops to zero. That is known as stopping potential. That is known as stopping potential. So this is about the variation of the photo current with the anode potential. Understand this one? Clear now? First, what was happening here? Just let us experimental study. Just have a look on it. This atoms, nuclei will be like this only. Just based on the experiment, they have explained the phenomena. What they have, in what way they have explained these experiments? We just have a look on it. So, as the window is opened, radiation is illuminated the photosensitive electrons are emitted due to the photoelectric emission. The kinetic energy of the electrons are ranging from 0 to infinity or maximum, you can take it. Okay, maximum. So therefore, I am not saying that all the electrons are emitted with 0 kinetic energy, all the electrons are emitted with maximum kinetic energy. Some of the electrons may have 0 kinetic energy, some of the emitted electrons from the photosensitive metal may have maximum kinetic energy. The electrons which are having enough kinetic energy, those electrons can able to travel this distance and reach the anode. Corresponding photocurrent is recorded. The electrons which are having not enough kinetic energy to reach the anode, those electrons will be brought to rest in the space between the cathode and anode. In the space between the cathode and anode. So therefore, more and more electrons are released. So therefore, more and more electrons are accumulated in the space between the cathode and anode. Hence, the space between the cathode and anode is filled by electrons. So therefore, there is a charge is accumulated in the space between the electrons, space between the cathode and anode. That charge is known as the space charge. That charge is known as the space charge. So therefore, so by varying the potential of the anode, how the photon current is changes means initially it was made 0. It made 0 means even if I made the potential of the anode is 0 also, some photon current is recorded here because of the kinetic energy. As we told that all the electrons may not have 0 kinetic energy, some of the electrons may have more than 0 kinetic energy. Those electrons will reach the anode. Even though the anode potential is made at 0 also, so the electrons are reaching means corresponding photon current is recorded like this. We have some non-zero value here. As this potential is made positive and increases means what will happen till the instant before making this potential is positive, the space between the cathode and anode is accumulated by positive charge because of the electrons. So if I made positive means then what will happen? These electrons are negative charged particles and the electrons are get attracted towards the positive potential. Those are attracted by this anode potential and they will move towards the anode. So therefore, when the electrons are moving towards the anode means what will happen? Number of electrons reaching the anode is increases. As n is increases means photon current is also increases. So here ammeter shows a bit more value. When the anode potential is keep on increasing means photon current is also increases and reaches a maximum value. Why it will reaches a maximum value? Photocurrent is increases until all electrons are get attracted by this anode. Once if all the electrons are attracted by the anode and there is no electrons, space charge is completely vanishes means till that instant photocurrent is increases. Once if that is reached, even though if we are increase the potential further also, photocurrent will not be increased. Why the photocurrent will not be increased means so here how many electrons are releasing? Those electrons are get attracted by this positive potential and moving toward the positive potential. So here how many electrons are released? So those many electrons are going to catch by the anode. That's why N became constant. When N became constant means I is also became constant. So that's why photocurrent will not increase it further. This is the photocurrent gets saturated. That's why this current is known as saturated photocurrent. When I made the anode potential is positive, this is one side. Instead of making anode potential positive, and if I made the anode potential negative by varying this rheostat, then what will happen? Electron is a negative charged particle, so it gets repelled by this negative potential. So therefore, motion of the electron is get obstructed or is retarded. So then, if the negative potential is increases, what will happen means number of the motion of the electrons are retarded. The number of electrons reaching the anode is decreases. As the number of electrons reaching the anode is decreases, means photocurrent is also decreases. As we keep on increasing the negative potential, so then a particular potential completely the ammeter shows zero reading. Completely ammeter shows zero reading means all the electrons are stopped by this negative potential. At what negative potential this ammeter is shows zero reading or photocurrent drops to zero, such potential is known as stopping potential. That is called stopping potential. So this is about the study. They have studied that experiment in 2-3 ways. This is the basic preview of the experimental study of the photoelectric. Got it? No. So this is about the experimental study. Let us go with experiment 1 now, experiment 2 and all. Okay. So this is once if the electron is completely stopped, means what can I write? If the electron is completely stopped, then what can I write? So I have studied work energy theorem in 11th class. What is the work energy theorem? Work done equals to change in kinetic energy. So therefore, work done equal to change in kinetic energy means work done is equals to K max minus 0. Completely stopped means its kinetic energy is not to 0. What is the work done now? Work done means. Have you seen this relation? Work done W is equal to V into Q. Where we have seen this relation? Electric potential. Isn't it or not? So if the charged particle is accelerated through V potential difference, then what is the work done means work done equal to amount of the charge into magnitude of the accelerating potential. Here V naught is the potential which is used to stop the electron means then work done equal to I can write E V naught according to this formula. That work done equal to this one, then I can write E V naught is equal to I can write K max. So this is about the maximum kinetic energy of the electron and the relation between the stopping potential. I think you know this one. Work done equal to change in its kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy is this one. How can we relate the work means from the concept of the potential, work done equal to V into V is the accelerating potential and Q is the charge. So therefore, when charged particle is accelerated by the electric field means they will get some energy, and when the charged particle are retarded by the electric field means its velocity gets decreases. So because of that, the work done by the electric field to stop the electron means work done equal to E into V naught, where V naught is a stopping potential. So therefore, E V naught equal to K maximum. Remember, students, V naught value is always negative itself for an electron. If the electron is a positive charged particle, then V naught became positive. Being electron is negative charged particle, V naught is always negative. Stopping potential for the electron is always negative. For example, if the stopping potential is 4 volt, means one has to understand that it is minus 4 volt because electron is a positive charged particle. So instead of negative charged particle, instead of the negative charge particle, any hypothetical concept is there. Assume that electron is a positive charged particle. In such case, stopping potential will be made positive. So this is about the experimental study of the photoelectric effect. Let us go with the 4 experiments what they have done and all. Okay. Experiment 1. Variation of photocurrent with intensity of radiation. Intensity of radiation. Okay. How it will intensity of the radiation means observe clearly. Without changing the anode potential, without changing the frequency of radiation, if the intensity of the radiation is changes, how this photocurrent is studied. So, in experimental studies reveals that if a graph is drawn between photocurrent on y-axis and intensity of the radiation on x-axis, we got a straight line passing through the horizon. It means that what it means that photocurrent is increases with the intensity of the radiation. If the intensity of the radiation is increases, then automatically photocurrent is also increases. When photocurrent is increases, observe clearly. When it will increases means according to this, I is equals to Ne by T. When N value is increases, then only I value gets increased. So it means that intensity of the light is increases means number of electrons emitted from the metal surface is increases, thereby the photocurrent is also increases. What is the conclusion from the first experiment means if the intensity of the radiation is increases, what is this? Huh? Who is speaking? I want school who's that? In what way doubt ಏನಂತಿದೆ ಈಗಲ್ಲ ಮುಂಚೆ
ನೀವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ
ಮಧ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬನ್ನಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. This disturbance means we can't focus on the topics. So right, coming to this one. Variation of the photocurrent with the intensity of the radiation without changing the potential of the anode, okay, and without changing the frequency of radiation, if the intensity of the radiation is gets changes, how it will be means experimental study shows that the variation of the photocurrent with intensity of the radiation was obtained like this. It means that photocurrent is directly proportional to the intensity of radiation. What is the conclusion from this means when I value gets increases according to this relation, I is equals to Ne by T. When number of electrons reaching the anode is increases, then only I value gets increases. So it means that by increasing the intensity of radiation, more number of electrons or photoelectrons are emitted from the metal surface. Hence, we can conclude from this experiment number of electrons emitted from the metal surface is proportional to the intensity of the radiation. So, if the intensity of the radiation is increases, more number of electrons are emitted from the metal surface. If the intensity of the radiation is decreases, less number of electrons are emitted from the metal surface. The number of electrons emitted from the metal surface depends on the intensity of radiation. So, that is about the experiment 1, conclusion 1. These conclusions only they made laws of photoelectric effect. So there are 4 laws is there, no? Laws of photoelectric effect we may have written in notes also. Okay. Intensity, number of photoelectrons are emitted is depend upon the intensity of the radiation. Is there a first point or not? Is there no? Laws of photoelectric effect. Directly proportional. So it means that what is the conclusion? This is an experiment 1. That conclusion is made due to this experiment. That conclusion only will be one of the laws of photoelectric. The number of photoelectrons emitted from the metal surface is depend upon the intensity of radiation. Are directly proportional to the intensity of radiation. If the intensity is increases, means number of electrons emitted from the metal surface is also increases. So this is about the experiment number 1. So next experiment number 2, variation of You write this. How we can change the intensity of light? Anyone? I told that when intensity increases, then the number of electrons are emitted also increases. How we can change the intensity of light, intensity of radiation?
Stronger source.
Huh?
Stronger source.
Source,
Taking a stronger source.
taking a star. Okay, right. We have only one source is there. When how the intensity can increase?
Focusing.
Focusing at focusing at one point.
Focusing at one point, no. It is all illuminated. It is everything on the every point on the surface is illuminated by radiation. For example, there is a flame. So if you are far from the flame and if you are nearer to the flame, in which case you will feel more intense. Near. The intensity is directly proportional to 1 by r square. Okay. By changing the distance between the source and destination, the intensity can be varied. That is the way the intensity of the radiation can be varied. So next one, what we can write the effect of the intensity of light and the stopping potential. Okay. Variation of stopping potential. Stopping potential with intensity of radiation. Intensity of radiation. So then if you draw a graph, how it will be, let us draw this. Okay, already we got this graph. No? Is this or not? We got this graph. So this is 0, this is the anode potential VC. This is made positive and this is made negative. So this is called saturated photo. So this is for intensity. So let the intensity is kept at level I1. And the variation of the potential, anode potential is varies, means we got the first peak. So if the intensity of the radiation is kept at the level I2, same experiment is repeated, means we will get a second peak like this. And here it is, if the intensity is constant at this particular level, I3. So what is these three includes that? So here this is I3, this is I1, this is I2. Observe clearly. As the intensity of radiation is increases, means stopping potential will not change, and the saturated photon current is increases. When the intensity is increasing from I1 to I2, saturated photon current is increases from I1 to I3. If the intensity of radiation is decreases from I1 to I3, saturated photon current is also decreases from I1 to I2. So what we can conclude from this graph means saturated photon current depends upon the intensity of incident radiation, whereas for all the intensities we got the stopping potential V0. So stopping potential V0 means what we can conclude that stopping potential will not depend upon the intensity of radiation. Stopping potential will not depend upon the intensity of radiation. Kinetic energy of the electron E is equal to EV0. When V0 does not changes, means kinetic energy is also does not changes. So what the conclusion we can write means kinetic energy of the ejected electron will not depend upon the intensity of radiation. That is the conclusion from this experiment. So first this one, the intensity of radiation is kept constant at level I1, and if you are vary the anode potential, we got this peak. So this is called stopping potential V0. Instead of keeping the intensity I1, the intensity is increased from I1 to I2. If the same procedure is repeated, I got the second line. This one. What we can conclude this from this? And if intensity I1 is decreases from I1 to I3, we got the third peak. What we can conclude means saturated photon current will be depend upon the intensity of incident radiation. Stopping potential does not depend upon the Intensity of radiation. So stopping potential and kinetic energy will be related like this. K is equal to EV naught. Anyway, E is equal to constant. If the stopping potential is increases means kinetic energy is also increased. If the stopping potential decreases means kinetic energy is also decreases. So hence stopping potential does not change with intensity means kinetic energy of the electrons does not change with intensity. Because of that stopping potential is does not change with intensity. What are the conclusion from this experiment means saturated photon current depends upon the intensity of incident radiation and it will increases with intensity of radiation and it is decreases with intensity of radiation. So next, kinetic energy of the ejected electron does not depend upon the intensity of radiation. This is about the conclusion from the experiment 2. The conclusion will be one more loss of photoelectric. What is the conclusion from this? Saturated photocurrent depends upon the intensity of incident radiation. Kinetic energy of the ejected electrons does not depend upon the intensity of radiation. Kinetic energy is independent of the intensity of the radiation. So next experiment 3, let us see. Experiment 3. Variation of the stopping potential with frequency. Frequency of radiation. Let me draw this. This is the frequency mu1. Okay, so this is the graph we will get. What we can conclude from the graph? This is the VC, okay, anode potential, and this is the saturated photophoton. Okay. So now keeping the intensity of radiation constant, the frequency of the radiation is changes. What will happen is by keeping the frequency of light constant at mu1, we got this line. And the frequency is increased from mu1 to mu2, I got the second line. And the frequency is increased from mu2 to mu3, we got the third line. So hence this is V01, this is V02, this is V02. What will be happen? Observe clearly. If the frequency of incident radiation is increased from V1 to V2, stopping potential is also increased from V01 to V02. So here the magnitude of the stopping potential means negative. Okay, I'm telling that. So stopping potential is the magnitude of the stopping potential is increased from here to here by changing the frequency in mu1 to mu2. So if the frequency is again changed from mu2 to mu3, again stopping potential will increase from V02 to V03. So if the stopping potential are going to increases means why the stopping potentials are increases. So V0 value is increasing means because of the reason kinetic energy has increased. When kinetic energy has increased of the ejecting electron, then only V0 has to be increased to stop that high energetic electron. So what we can conclude from the graph means as the frequency of the radiation is increases, kinetic energy of the ejected electrons are going to increases. And the saturated photocurrent does not change with the frequency means when this I does not changes, I is equals to Ne by T. When this N does not changes, then I is also does not change. Hence, number of electrons emitted from the metal surface does not depend upon the frequency of radiation. If kinetic energy of the ejected electrons is depend upon the frequency of radiation, if the frequency of radiation has increased, kinetic energy of the ejected electrons are also increases. So this is about the conclusion from this. What is the conclusion now? Number of electrons emitted from the metal surface does not depend upon the frequency of radiation. Kinetic energy of the ejected electrons are depend upon the frequency. If the frequency of radiation is increases, the kinetic energy of the ejected electrons are also increases. How I am saying means by increasing the frequency, we need to increase the stopping potential also. Why we need to increase the stopping potential means kinetic energy has increased. So because of the kinetic energy has increased to stop that high kinetic energetic electrons, we need to increase the stopping potential also. So this is about the variation of the stopping potential with the frequency of radiation. This is about the experiment. Got it? Experiment. What is the conclusion for this? Number of electrons emitted from the metal surface does not depend upon the frequency of radiation. Kinetic energy of the ejected electrons depends upon the frequency of radiation. Once you can go for experiment 2, number of electrons emitted from the metal surface depend upon the intensity of radiation. Kinetic energy of the ejected electron does not depend upon the intensity of radiation. These are the properties of photoelectric effect. Based on these experiments only, they have made the laws of photoelectric effect. So this is about the experimental study of the photoelectric effect. So then one more experiment is there. Let me write this experiment 4. Time up. What's the time? 4, 1. So right, that experiment we'll see, an experimental study of the photoelectric effect also we'll see in next class. So what we have done till now means different types of electron emissions and experimental study of the photoelectric effect and different types of experiment. What are the conclusions from those experiments? So these conclusions only they have summarized that and they have named it as a laws of photoelectric effect. Clear? Sure. So right, that's enough. So be prepared for the cumulative testing. Almost it is about one part of NCERT book, isn't it? Focus on NCERT numericals and questions. Is there anything else? Okay. Right. Okay, guys. See you on next class.